There's the other cat. My cat is right behind me. See? There's my kitty. Oh, it didn't run away. Good for you, boy. I guess you're a boy. Yeah. You just hang out with us. Uh-huh. I won't chase you. Yeah. Anyway, today's the 4th of July. Yeah. I got a plan for today. Not sure how it's going to work out. But, I saw the leaves move there. There must be a cow down there eating the leaves off that walnut tree. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I see that. They must have pulled the limb down, eating some leaves. Anyway, I feel like taking a tour of the farm. I did it a few years ago. Yeah, and today looks like a good day. Yeah, nice sunny day. And I'll just drive around on the road. I'll stay on the road mostly. Film from the road. What are you doing, cat? And then, yeah, he's still laying over there by the tree. The other cat. Look, the cat. Well, a while back I thought it was her, my cat, but then I think it's a boy cat. Anyway, I might go off road to go out to the woods on the farm. Yeah, just to drive around and look at the farm where I grew up. Okay. Well, that'll give me something to do, I guess. I don't have anything else I want to do. Although I need to be hauling out that manure from the barn to put in the garden. But not on today. Not today. Today's a holiday, so I'm gonna take it easy. Good excuse, right? To take it easy. All right. I'll catch you later. Oh, I gotta go. Maybe the cat's waiting for me to feed him. I haven't fed the cat yet. Or the cat. A bunch of buzzards just flew away. I tried shooting a raccoon here the other day. There was sure an awful lot of buzz. Must have been about 10 or more buzzards just flew away from that area there. I wonder what's down there. Something died down there. Let's go take a look. The buzzards were down there where that log I dug out. I'll go see what they're eating. Probably their raccoon that I shot at the other night. I always think I hit them, but they always run off. Maybe they run off and don't go very far. Yeah, there's one down there. There's another one over there. They're eating something. Yeah, there's one down there down in the bottom. There it goes. Yeah, there's something down there. What is it? I don't know what that is, but it's awful big. But most of the buzzards were over there. Let me go look. Maybe they were just roosting on that thing. Oh, there doesn't look like there's nothing dead over here. I think they were just roosting on this thing. Yeah, they're just sitting on it. Let's go take a look at that thing there. That's bigger than a raccoon, that's for sure. I guess it ain't. It is a raccoon. How about that? So I did get one. I got a raccoon. Sometimes I don't know where they go after I shoot them. Yeah. That's a raccoon. Look bigger. I didn't realize they're that big, but I guess it's kind of swelled up. There's that pond with the red thing on it. Red moss or something. Jimson weed down here. A couple more there. And I'm sure there's a few more down that way. I saw them from up the top, from up there. Yeah, that's my viewing point up there. The vultures want to finish their meal over here, so I better get away from it. Yeah, I'll come down here and spray this one of these days. But not today. Okay. I am going to go look at the pond though, see what that is. There they are. I must have scared a few of them. These buzzards are just sitting in a tree waiting for me to leave that raccoon alone. There's one up there in that dead tree. Yeah, I just come out here to see this moss. Oh boy, I can hardly walk. Ground's rough. Yeah. I can tell the cattle don't even come in here anymore. Yeah, I don't see no tracks. Yeah, there's nothing here. Yeah, I'll have to have this dug out one of these days. Cattle are up there in the shade by the barn. Okay. Well, something to plan for, I guess. Looks like they're not using this pond at all. There's a buzzard. Yeah, I gotta have this dug out with probably a track hoe. That'll cost. On top now. And there's a couple more Jimson weeds here too. So I got some spraying to do later on. Yeah, that dead raccoon is down the hill, down the bottom of the hill down there. That the buzzards were eating on, but when I saw all them buzzards fly away, boy, there was a lot of them. I think they might start coming back if I keep quiet here. There's the old cow and the bull right next to her. He likes to follow her around. There's another one. The younger one is down there. Oh, here's a buzzard. There's a buzzard flying around. I guess I'll just go ahead and get ready to go over to the farm. Just drive around and record the farm. Reminisce a little bit about my childhood. Yeah, I enjoyed growing up on the farm. Yeah. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. But they did. Warming up. It's afternoon now. I'm at the farm, or put it this way, right here in front of me. This were the original farm. This was the boundary, but it was 20 acres. That was owned by my dad's aunt. That was her inheritance, and from the original farm. And then her daughter eventually sold it during my lifetime. Yeah, but that's just the way it goes. We couldn't. I wanted to buy it, but I couldn't. I didn't have the money for it. So anyway, this is where the original farm actually started, right here. Yeah, this is the west side, and the farm is on the right of the road. Okay. And my dad's cousin, She lived just down the road with her husband and family, just south of here, but they wind up selling that too eventually. Anyway, the current farm starts here where my hay field is. Yeah, that's the current farm. Here's my hay field. On the right. I'll do a drive-by later from the side window, but for right now, this is what I'm doing. I want to stay as cool as I can inside the truck. I can feel the heat, the sun heating up the truck already. Anyway, this is the 20 acres that I rent and farm, and well, not really farm, and I make hay here, and the rest of the ground is farmed by a renter. Yeah. And my brother uses some of that ground too for his hay. Okay. Then this farm, this is the intersection, or no, this is the T road. The farm is on the right. Yeah, and this is my older brother's house. He passed away already. And then this area here, right in front, right and left, is the farm too. Yeah, there's about 80 acres here, and on both sides of that, we call that the pasture, or the farm road. That goes out to the woods. That's where we always made firewood out there. Yeah, always made, and the cattle can go out there too. Of course, now it's my brother's cattle. But anyway, that's where we're at. Okay, let's go. I'm going to turn right here, going to the south. I'll go out there later. Right now, we're just going here. On my right was my brother's house, older brother, and on this other right, farther up here, is where I grew up. My parents' house, and a couple sheds. And the farm is on both sides here. This is where I grew up. And on the left, it's not there anymore, but there was a house there. That's where my dad grew up. Yeah. Looks like my brother's got it fenced off. I'll take a better look at it later. And this house here was built recently by my youngest sister's daughter, my niece. And they also bought 5 acres here on this corner. And my brother got this other 5 acres on the left. So my niece has 5 acres on the right, and the brother has 5 acres on the left here, because he has a house there. Yeah, I'll take a better look at this later from my side window. Okay, let's turn around here at my brother's. There's a car coming. I wonder if it's going to keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they go by. That's my brother's house. Right there behind those trees. Okay. I'm gonna watch for traffic from behind mostly. Yeah. Anyway, my brother's, this all still was part of the farm. Yeah. But then a few years ago, they turned it into a trust, family trust. And before they did that, my niece bought this 5 acres on the left now, and my brother bought I don't know if he bought it, but he got it. He got the 5 acres on the right. Yeah. Anyway, let's drive down. Yeah. Yeah. My niece's house is fairly new. It's in 5 years, I'd say. I think. Not sure. the old house, my grandma's house, was here on the right. Yeah, in that mowed area. Yeah, I guess my brother fenced it off from the cattle now. That's good. Always wanted to build a house there, but on the right there is on the left is my dad's house. I'll get another look at it later from the side. Right now, I just want to drive down all the way around on the road. This intersection, this T road is where I always met the bus. My brother's house wasn't here yet when we were kids. That came later. Okay. The farm itself is on the right. The farm is on the right. This house up here, this happened, I don't know, it was when I was in the Navy? Yeah, I think it happened when I was in the Navy. I think. I'm not sure anymore. But anyway, my mom's sister, youngest sister, my mom's sister, she and her husband, I guess they bought an acre here. Actually, this acre here on the corner here, this part of the corner is not really part of the acre, but they started using it because my dad didn't use it because their drainage would come out over here, and my dad couldn't drive through here anymore. I don't know if they put pipes in there since then, but when they first moved in, this drainage area from here to their house was a big mud hole, and my dad got tired of driving over it. So even though their acre goes back into that field, I think they might have fixed it. I think they put a pipe in recently, or since then, since my dad stopped farming it. Anyway, they used it for a yard. And like I said, the farm's land is on the family farm is on the right of this road, and it ends up here a little bit farther. Yeah. A lot of new houses have been built since I was a kid, especially on the left here. The family that lived there. Oh, right here. I didn't realize it this close. Yeah, right here. This here is the end. Yeah, this is the end of the farm over here. The farm is on the right. I'll drive here later. I don't want to run into anybody. Okay. Yeah, I'll do some driving here later. But right now, I gotta do this better. I don't want to run off the culvert. If I can even see it. No traffic, so should be good. I'm not very good at backing up. Okay, the farm starts here. Let's turn this the other way now, if I can. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now the farm is on the left, and this is where it starts. This is the this is the northeast corner of the farm. Okay. I'll do a better job. I can do it when I'm have the camera on the side window. Yeah. There's my aunt's house. Yeah. Their acre actually extends out into this field behind their house, but somehow they started using this area here for their yard instead of all the way back. I guess I better stop in case the police are out. Okay. Alright, now we're headed south. We're headed south. Hey, here's some elderberries. Alright. Let's come get them. There ain't too many of them, but there's some. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to drive all the way down, but I will. I'm going to turn right and drive the other way. I'll come back this. I'll come back to this T road here. Yeah, I'll come back to this T road. Okay. Okay, that's the. I was already here once. This is like I came by it before. Okay, this is my older brother's house. He died in 2008, I think. I'm not sure anymore when he passed away. We're going west now toward and all the other ground besides my hayfield is rented by the neighbor. And he planted beans in here this year. But this little patch up here, coming up past this is my sister's house, my youngest sister's house. I'm not sure when they built that, but it's been a while. My brother's using this section here for his hay. And he planted Sudan grass in here. Doesn't look too good. Looks kind of yellowish. Almost looks like mine. And this is my hayfield. Yeah. This is my hayfield. I pay rent to use it. And that's okay. As long as it goes to the farm, it's alright. Okay, I'm going to turn around here and go back to the T road. Okay, this is the end of the farm. Well, except the original farm went another 20 acres, but like I said, it was sold. It wasn't sold by the farm. It was inherited by my dad's aunt, who lived a few miles down to the northwest. Yeah, not too far from here. I used to go visit them when I was a kid too, and then they, but then it was passed on to her daughter, who lived down the road down to the south of us, and then when she got old, she had to sell it, and we couldn't buy it, so that's the way it is. Look at the story about this. The road goes out to the woods over there by the power pole. But originally, that road was over here, where this little, somewhere right here. There's no culvert there, but Dad had some kind of a mound of dirt there, and because it was like on top of a hill, sort of, and then he used that to go out to the woods. And I'll explain that later sometime. But I guess after I got out of the Navy, I decided I didn't like the road there. So I wanted to square it up, so I moved it over to here, more in line with the T road, and it worked out okay. It looks out pretty good. My brother didn't like it when I did that, but I guess he got used to it. So yeah, I moved it over here because I just wanted an easier way to go to more or less square up these two fields on both sides. Anyway, worked out. Anyway, this is the road out to the woods. This is where we always made firewood, but like I said, we used another path over to the left to go out there. It was always a hassle going out that way. This way is more convenient. I think my dad used that way because when he crossed this branch, it wasn't so deep over to the left. But I put a culvert in here, so that kept it drier. Anyway, this is a big branch here, and this is where the cattle fence starts. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a look at it better later. Right now we're just driving straight. Taking a look. I want to get a view from the front. Looks like my culvert might be clogged up. Yeah. I guess my brother's got clover in here on the left. That'll be his clover next year, I guess. Stubble clover this year. That was wheat there on the left. Okay, over the years, this area here has been, we've always made firewood here. And it's gotten bigger over the years. Got wider. Yeah, we made a lot of firewood out here. I'm gonna take a chance and leave this gate open. I don't see no cattle around here, but I'm gonna be coming back anyway. Anyway, let's drive. I'm gonna come back here anyway later on. I don't know how rough this is here. When I was a kid, though, there was only a little path through here to drive the tractor through. I remember that. Just a small path, just enough to get the tractor and a little wagon, little trailer to haul wood, firewood. But over the years, this area has been expanded from cutting trees. And this is the boundary right here. This is the boundary. This is the neighbor's around there. That's the fence right there. And right now, I'm just going to drive straight. I'll come back. Okay, now we're headed south to the other end. What is that? What's that? Looks like something dead. Let me take a look. Part of a skunk tail. Anyway. Yeah, we cleared this too. I mean, we cut wood all along here. Looks like my brothers looks like he did some spraying, weed spraying. Yeah. The trees actually came all the way to the fence line here, but over the years we've had this. We cut lumber here, cut firewood here for years and years, ever since I was a kid. Yeah. So it was never this easy to drive through here before, but it's better now. Okay, up there at the end of the farm, my brother bought about 40 acres on the left there, and those trees, where those trees are. Yeah. But all the woods on the right, that belongs to the farm. All the trees on the right here. Yeah, but the farm actually ends at that gate. A little rough through here. I hope I can drive down here. I don't know what to, oh boy, I don't know if I can get through there. I think I can. There's some ruts in here. Oy! I didn't know that. I guess it's okay. I think my brother goes over here. Yeah, I think my brother goes this route. Yeah. Oh, the fence gate's open, so I'll just go through. Okay, this is the end of the farm here. This is the end of the farm. Now we're entering my brother's ground. This was never part of the farm. This was bought by my brother on his own, and he had it all pushed out. It was all trees. We used to come. There's a creek running through there, and I remember this creek because just down the hill here. We used to come here. I used to come here, and there was always these big holes of water, and we used to come here and go swimming, or I did. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this belongs to my younger brother, the one that has the cattle here now. I'm not going down there. That must be his little path to get through there. Yeah, he drives through there. I think he may have, I don't know if that was already there. That branch might have been always there. I don't know. Anyway, he uses that to drive around. Anyway, he cleared out this whole bottom a few years ago. It's hard to see right there, but yeah, he got it all cleaned out a lot. Okay. I don't want to run off anywhere. Yeah. Oh, he's got a culvert here. Oh. What's he planning on doing with that? He's got a nice big culvert. Anyway, my dad's cousin who sold the land west of the farm, they actually owned all of this over here. It was never part of the farm, but her husband, I guess, owned it. And they lived in a house over there on the left, beyond those trees on the left. Yeah. If you go straight through there, that's the road. Road's out there somewhere. Yeah, the road south of the house, south of the farm. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna get. I'm not sure where the road is. I think it's right down there. I think it's right there where the end of where those trees end. I'm not sure, but I think it is. If not, it's just around the corner somewhere. Anyway, seems like it should be farther. Yeah, I think that's the road down there at the end of that clearing. But anyway, I'm ready to. Oh, there's a lot of black-eyed Susans here. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, this was all trees too. Somebody had it pushed out. Okay, now we're looking at the farm again. There's one place I don't think I want to drive, but I'm going to sow it. Yeah. I'm going to go back down this way. I'm not sure, but I think there's some kind of a trail going here on the left of that dead tree. There used to be a trail there that we used to drive through there to get to here, because it couldn't go this other way where it's all along the fence, because it was all full of trees. So Dad had a trail. He would drive his tractor and stuff to come up here, just to the corner. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's still a trail in there, but I'm not going to take it. Not with this truck anyway. I might come with the ATV one of these days. Hey! Yeah, I remember this was all full of trees. We had it all cleaned up, cut the trees down. Every year we cut trees for firewood. There's a nice branch in here. I'll look at this later from the side. Right now I just want to drive. Just want to drive. Looks like the cattle have a path here too. Yeah, I remember this. It was all full of trees all the way up to the fence line. That's the neighbor's fence, mostly. Well, most of them posts are the neighbor's fence. But over the years it got taken down, but they left the post. They left the post. Yeah. Okay, I'm driving out to the northeast corner. Man, it's bumpy. Really bumpy here. We don't cut much firewood anymore. At least I don't. I used to, but I did away with it. Too much work. Here's where I came in. Oh, I smell that skunk. Yeah, this is where I came in. And I'll be going out that way too. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. Maybe I'll go out the other way. Yeah. I left that gate open, so I got to remember to close it. But I plan to come back. Yeah, as long as the cattle don't. I think the cattle are just holding up under the shade trees right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about this area. It's always been a wet spot through here. I'm gonna go over here. Maybe it's less wet. I hope. I'm gonna put it in 4-wheel drive. I think I can get through there. It doesn't look like it's muddy right now. There is a wet spot here though. Okay, I made it. A lot of mullein out here. A lot of big mullein. I'm gonna drive all the way out to the road. Boy, look at that mullein. Oi! Look at that big tall mullein over there. Looks like they've got some leftover logs here. I've never seen a mullein that big. Anyway, I guess they're still cutting firewood different places here. Anyway, that's the northeast corner, and I'm going to go back out to the road. But I'll close this gate behind me. Yeah, that goes out to the road. I'll be back later. Yeah, I remember this area too. This was always a tree line here, a line of trees along the fence. Well, maybe not a line of trees, a few trees. A few trees here. Okay, let's go out to the road. I gotta change my camera angle after I get to the road. Yeah, I think my brother had the rest of these trees pushed out. There weren't that many here, and they were big. I remember that there was a few big trees. Okay, there's no gate here, so okay, I'm gonna change my camera angle. I'm back at the road, out to the field road, out to the woods. Yeah, looks like they sprayed, when they sprayed these beans, they sprayed the whole ditch. Anyway, sprayed some of this road too, but this is the ground that Dad always farmed this east and west, which was right, left to right, or right to left. From the road to those trees, not these trees, but the trees, the woods out here that I'm driving to. Yeah, and I always had this. So to get to his fields, he had to go down the road that he had and go around along the edge of the woods and go into the field that way. And I didn't think that was very smart. So when I came back from the Navy, I moved that, I made a culvert there by the T road, and then I made the road here instead. And then I started farming this way. I think I chiseled piled it twice to get everything lined up. As soon as I got done getting ready to plant something, that's when Dad decided to rent it to the neighbor. Rent the farm to the neighbor. That's why I had to start paying rent. But that's the way life goes. We got tired of farming. I guess he didn't want me to do it either. Yeah, well, that's life. Or maybe he didn't think I could do it without him. Well, whatever. I remember I left this gate open up here. Yeah, this is that branch. I'll look at the other side on my way out. Yeah, the actual, I think the road was farther out there, because I guess he did that because he didn't want to drive through this deep ditch. But I could pull a culvert here. Whether it's still here or not, I don't know. But there was a culvert. This is my brother's clover. I still don't understand how that is working. The renter rents the ground, plants wheat, and then wherever my brother plants clover in the wheat, the renter won't pay for this part anymore because my brother's using it for his clover. But then my brother's not paying rent either, at least not yet. We're supposed to make the family is supposed to talk to him about that, but I guess it never happened. Anyway, we're at the woods now. Yeah, before when my dad would farm this east and west, he always had to come along the edge of this trees here to get into the little fields that he had set up. You know, different. The fields were set up with different crops, and then that's how he had to come down the road that he had, and then drive along this area all the way out to the other road. And that just seemed like it was a pain because it was always muddy, always getting stuck over here. I remember getting stuck there a few times with the equipment because there's a wet spot on the other end down there. But anyway, I'm going to leave this gate open because there's no cattle around here. So I'm going through the gate now. I left it open before. Yeah, and this is the woods to the north of this road, passageway. Yeah, cattle keep it clean of debris. Keep the leaves trimmed anyway, so you can see through there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see through there. And I'll come back to this area later. I'm going to drive down the other end. I'm going to drive down to the other end, to the south end first, and then come back. Since I'm recording from this window. Okay, got through this gate. This is the road, or the pathway we used to drive. Let me turn around and take a look. Right here. Yeah, we always had a path going around the field here, on the edge of the field to get to the, like if this field here on this end, on the north end, was a separate crop. Dad had to work the ground out or do something, or to do anything with the other fields along here. He had to drive along here to get to it, or go all the way around to the other road to get to it. Yeah, to come in with this the back way. And there's always a wet spot through here anyway. I'm talking too much now, ain't I? Yeah, I've always been told I talk too much. Oh well, I guess that's my burden to bear, or should I say, maybe it's other people's burden to bear. Anyway, this is where we always had to drive. Make fire. We made firewire along here because this is all mostly cleared out here. Yeah, the end here along that south fence or the east fence there, and along here this is all full of trees. Yeah, I remember the fence. I remember the road being farther out because I remember that big tree. That big tree was on the edge of the trees. I guess it was too big for Dad to cut down. But anyway, yeah. I always liked coming out here though. Cut firewood. Unless it was really cold. Yeah. There's the fence going back to the gate, going toward the gate. Look, there's a big tree. This is my brother's clover field for next year. Yeah. The clover's already growing. They already harvested the wheat. Now it's going to be called stubble clover when they bale it this later this summer. What do we got here? Yeah. There's a fence goes down to the other gate down there. Okay. Yeah, that's where we made most of our firewood. Most of it. Almost all of it. I mean, we cut other places too. Wherever Dad felt like cutting. Yeah. Some of these bigger trees he left. He liked to cut the small ones down. Yeah. And there was a lot of small stuff that we cut. Because Dad had a buzz saw. Oh, look, there's a big limb. I need to cut that off. Look at that. Yeah. Let's see if I can back up without hitting something. Yeah, my brother needs to cut that off. It's going to interfere with the machines coming through here, cutting the hay. Yeah, the gate's just over there. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the small one. Dad had a tractor, an old Case. I think it was a Case tractor. Pretty sure it was Case. It had the flywheels on it. You know, the thing on the side of the tractor where you could put a big belt on it, and then he had a big buzz saw on the front that was driven by the belt driven, big belt, and it had a big saw on it, must have been at least 3 or 4 foot wide, and then we used to cut the pole wood with that. Two people went on each end. Yeah, I remember doing that a lot. But then my brothers, they sold the tractor, of course, to the neighbor. Okay, I got to go back in. I have to go back in this gate. I'm not done in here. Over here yet.